You're listening to Soap Dirt, the latest in television entertainment news.
Hey there, Y&R fans. It's Belinda from Soap Dirt, and we've got a nice little taste of next week's spoilers for the CBS soap opera. The week of December 18th through the 22nd on Young and the Restless looks like a little taste of forbidden love, somebody playing tattletale, among other hot things ahead. Let's dig into what's happening, and be sure to click subscribe if you haven't already. So there are some very juicy spoilers out for next week, and we're going to talk about a bunch of them. Although at this point, I will say they are undated, but that's okay because they're really good. This week is going to take us all the way up to Christmas in Genoa City, which sees family gatherings and love, but also some drama. We will have brand new episodes up until Friday, December 22nd. That'll be the last new one. And then look for a rerun or preemption. I'm not sure which way it's going to go on Monday, the 25th, but definitely no new episode on Christmas Day, which is okay. You'll be busy opening presents or however you celebrate. If it's a Festivus and games of, what is it? Feats of strength? Yeah. And the laying of blame. I always like Festivus. Anyway, Christmas Day will be followed with a new episode of Y&R airing on Tuesday, December 22nd. As of now, the Newmans are very fractured, and Lily just left town, so Daniel's left in the clutches of Heather, who definitely has designs on him. And unfortunately, Crystal Khalil's out for a while for a very happy reason. She's been blessed with a new baby, but that means Lily will also miss ringing in the new year with her man. So let's dig into these big spoilers for next week. As always, I like to work from least to most interesting. Of course, that's subjective to my taste, but I'll get to all of them, so hopefully I'll touch on your favorites too. The first thing I want to talk about is Summer Newman and Chance Chancellor. It is time for her to make her move, and it's Chance who gives her the opportunity to do so. He's got hot concert tickets for a band that Sharon doesn't care for. I will only lightly comment on the fact that this is perhaps because of the significant age difference between them. My husband is several years older than me, not quite the age gap of Sharon and Chance, and I do know character-wise they shouldn't have that much of a gap, but because Chance has been reversed Saurus, there is a big age gap. So just, speaking from somebody married to someone older, we have drastically different taste in music. He is, Metallica and like 80s hard rock, and I am more like 21 Pilots and Adele. So there is a big difference. So they don't list the band name on the show. Copyright issues, I'm sure. But on Friday, Summer tells Chance she has a t-shirt from the last concert. I'm guessing it's not a Danny Romalotti concert, just by the way. Sharon cancels on Chance, and he invites Summer to go with him. That happens on the Friday episode. And Summer told Daniel if she goes, she won't be able to hold back. So look for her to make some moves next week. I don't know if she's going to just go for it. Maybe she'll kiss him. Maybe they'll wind up holding. I don't even know. Chance, I don't think, is really a cheater, but I don't know. She's making her move. It's going down next week. The next thing to talk about is Tucker McCall and Audra Charles. Tucker has got this plot brewing. He told Audra and Kyle this week that he wants some insider info on Jabot's new product so Glissade can beat them to the market. But Kyle is not so sure that Tucker told them the truth, and he asked Audra to take his side instead of Tucker's. We'll see how that goes, because he fell right back into her honey trap, and he's naked with her again, and that means he's thinking with the wrong head. So next week, Tucker is absolutely jubilant and acts like he just won the lottery. He is at the bar at the GCAC with Audra, slams down his phone in triumph, and orders champagne for everyone. I know he wanted to buy Ashley's half of Glissade, and she agreed, but she also jacked up the price to make sure to drain Tucker's financial resources. Then the Abbotts plan to make sure that Glissade fails and that Tucker will be without any means or resources to come after them. All right, I'm not sure how intentionally bankrupting the man is going to make him hate them less and make him give up on revenge. That sounds like a plan for him to accelerate revenge and to have more reason, right? It is not exactly a brain trust over at the Abbott Mansion right now, if you ask me. So now let's talk about the Newmans next week. Nate Hastings has a sit down with Victor Newman, and no, he is not looking to get his job back. Instead, he has some very serious info to drop on Victor. Nate suspects that Nikki Newman is back to boozing, and we all know Nate is 100% correct, and I certainly hope that Victor will listen to him despite his not liking the guy. And I rewatched footage. I had mentioned recently that I was wondering why nobody had noticed the levels of Nikki and the vodka bottles, and she was filling them up. Initially, I had thought maybe she was using some off-brand vodka because they have, I assume upscale, but it's just really a bottle that says vodka. But you can kind of see it looked like mineral water or something, which to me is really bizarre because she's going to want to come back and booze on that later, and she is diluting it significantly. I mean, I guess that's better than her drinking it straight. It's just strange, I know teenagers refill alcohol bottles, especially if their parents are the kind that used to, I don't know if you guys had parents to do this. They would mark the bottles in Sharpie. My really industrious friends would clean the marking off with rubbing alcohol and then do a new Sharpie mark so that dad would see it and go, well, the mark's right there. So you just gotta, you gotta outthink the people that are taking your vodka. So at any rate, what's particularly interesting about this is that as Nate is dropping a dime on her, talking to Victor at the GCAC, Nikki's coming down the stairs and she overhears them. She makes an abrupt about face and takes off out of there. I sincerely hope she's heading to an AA meeting, but I mean, who knows? Maybe she's going to go home and try to hide the evidence of her drinking. I hope Victor takes Nate very seriously and gets her some help right away. Last on the list of spoilers for the week ahead is one for Victoria Newman, Cole Howard, and Claire Grace. Cole and Victoria talk to Claire and they tell her they got some of her DNA off items she left at the lake house and they tested it against their DNA. Claire is on edge and she asks them to tell her who she is. Well, of course, she is indeed Eve Nicole Howard, the little girl Victoria gave birth to back in 1998 and they were told died. It also seems Claire is out of police custody next week thanks to the slick legal work of Michael Baldwin. As I had predicted, Victor was none too pleased to hear that Michael took her case, but Michael got her out of jail and into what looks like a psychiatric hospital, which is what he planned to do, after telling her she had to plead guilty by reason of insanity. And there is no doubt that she is nutty as a pecan pie, given the years of psychological torment her crazy great aunt Jordan put her through. So what's wild is this reveal comes just in time for Cole and Victoria to spend their first Christmas with their daughter that they thought died decades ago. As far as I know, Cole doesn't have any other kids. Let me know if you guys know differently, but I don't remember them mentioning any other. And of course, Victoria's other kids are all off at boarding school and whatnot. So at least one of her offspring is going to get her maternal attention for the holidays. This, of course, seems like a long road ahead for them, but they are committed to standing by Claire no matter what. I'm kind of low-key cheering for Victoria to ditch Nate, step away from Newman Enterprises, and devote herself to her daughter's recovery, maybe even rekindle her romance with Cole, basically anybody but Nate, because they are toxic together. I really disliked her when she was being Victoria Newman CEO, but I am liking this new version of her who's standing up to her parents, being honest about her feelings for Claire, and showing up for her daughter. So that's all the spoilers I have for you today, but fear not. Tomorrow, I will have a full roster of daily spoilers by date for each and every day of Y&R Action coming for December 18th through 22nd. But this was a nice little slice of spoilers, and I hope you enjoyed it. So please click subscribe if you haven't. Drop your comments on what you're excited to see. Did you doubt that Claire was their daughter? Do you think Victor's about to check his wife into rehab, whether she likes it or not? And are you hoping Tucker wins or loses against the Abbotts? And what do you think about Summer openly making moves on Sharon's man? Let me know what you think and come back soon, because we are here talking Y&R 7 days a week. And as always, this is Belinda from Soap Dirt. Thanks for listening.
Thank you for being a loyal listener. Follow us wherever you get your podcast, because you don't want to miss the next episode. Soap Dirt is on all the major podcast platforms, including Apple Podcast, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and more.